welcome to a special edition of From the Second Row.
An interesting edition at
Yes.
that.
Hope everyone went out to vote yesterday.
First of all, on my left, Brenda Rozzi,
And
my benchmate at the council chamber.
that's right. And to my right is Richard Russell, my benchmate at the city council meetings. And usually there's no one in between us. So we let very few people sit between us. The only one,
Francisco Urena.
Francisco Urena,
Yes.
the only one we will let sit in between us.
Yes.
He has special privileges to the second row.
Oh, okay, before we're going to go a little bit off topic. Brenda doesn't know about this,
Oh,
but
God, we're in trouble.
does everybody remember the song, Arlo Guthrie song, City of New Orleans? Well, I created some new lyrics. Done the fourth stanza. Good afternoon, America. How are you? See, I'm your native son that has a new president. The train they call the President Trump Express be 4 years and 75 days before it's over. Wow. 75 days until inauguration.
Wow.
Okay, so other
Remember
than that.
the first time it's inaugurated, we were sitting down Relief's Inn eating pizza?
Yeah. Okay, now we go through. I mean, this is what our agenda looks like. I don't know if you can get a good close-up on it, but it starts off with all the state-mandated hazunga.
Right.
And then it goes roll call, moment of silence, pledge of the allegiance. Now we have minutes of council approval. And the only reason I bring this up is at Roger Toomey's breakfast on Sunday, I had a conversation with an interesting individual, and he asked me about minutes for the council. He says, where do you find them? I said, that's a good question. I said, I haven't seen minutes anywhere, and even though it's listed on the website, you can't find them. And then we got public participation, and then we go to.
But there is no public participation, so that's a good thing.
Well, this meeting, there is public participation.
No, it's not. There's none right here.
No?
No.
Just right under the meetings.
It says public hearings, but there public participation. I'm
Public
sorry.
hearings, there ain't none.
There ain't none. Yay.
That's a plus.
Yes. And there's no communication for the mayor.
That's even better.
That's even better.
Yeah. We have
now we have our committee reports.
Okay. Let's see. Authorization, I'm sorry. Yeah. They have the authority, it just needs to be authorized to expend $300,000 municipal clean or efficiency and energy initiative of the Merrimack Valley renewal from the Mass Attorney General's. Wait a minute. Energy renewal from the Attorney General. Oh, and this was put on by the city engineer, which should be actually acting city engineer, because
right.
Agricultural engineering doesn't count as an engineering degree in my thing.
No.
But again, the money's going to be going to a good cause,
right.
I think.
I hope.
As long as it stays in the city.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And now we're going to have a public hearing for the fiscal year 2025 property tax classification.
And I think between both of us are property owners.
Yep.
And I think that if the council is smart, because next year is election year, they're going to be nice to us. They better be nice to us.
Yeah, well.
Well, again, that remains to be seen.
Okay.
Let's see. Now we got two items. I'll take them together.
Okay.
Appropriation transfer, $40,000 from the stabilization reserve to the judgment account for litigation settlement. Mm-hmm. And then the next one is appropriation transfer, $350,000 from the stabilization reserve for legal services account. I wonder how big this stabilization reserve fund is.
I don't know.
Is that kind of
now, does the legal department have their own?
I think the legal department, they do this, they lowball the budget item.
Okay.
Their budget. And then with the understanding that they get no issues in getting it back.
So now we have an appropriation transfer of $250,000 from ARPA free cash to new account to support Lawrence Community Works redevelopment of the Dye Works building. That's from by Sue Fink, Manager Financial and Administrative Services. Do you want to tell people where the Dye Works building is?
That is, that's down on Island Street, the very end of that big long complex that fronts on Union Street.
Yeah.
And it's a one-story. I think from what I looked up, it's a 40,000 square foot building, one-story, old,
Yeah.
close to probably 100 years old. Fits in with the character of that entire development.
Okay.
But hey, they're going to be turning it around. I have no problems with
Yeah.
turning it around. They can't build buildings like that nowadays.
No, it's nice to see that they're like Sal with Riverwalk took the old building that sat there, for the longest time not doing anything. Now we have people living there.
Yeah.
We have businesses in there.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing. But
I mean, I in my work career, I did do work in conversions of old factories into that, and getting inside when there's really nothing there. Those buildings were engineered to stand.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not slammed together with, instead of using 2x4s, now they're using metal,
Whatever. Yeah.
whatever you
Well,
want
the
to call
thing
it.
is too that Lawrence used to be a mill building. Those were all thriving mills at one point.
Yeah.
And now, they sat, Honeywell was in there for a while where Riverwalk was, and then everything just left,
Yeah. Okay.
The authorization to expend $405,377 for the PSAP 9/11 Support Initiative Grant.
Whatever it's for,
the-
I'm for it.
Police Department, like I
Yes,
said, police and fire,
No questions.
there's never any questions, because if they're asking for it,
They need it.
they need it and we need it.
And we know it's a grant, which means the money can't be finagled.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
from the Housing Committee, amend the city's Housing Development Initiative Plan, HDIP for short. Extending the proposed housing development zone to include more city neighborhoods and amend other aspects of the plan. Again, it's from Dan McCarthy.
Yep.
Good friend of ours.
Yep.
And if he says, I got no major
Yeah,
issues
right.
with it.
And the next one is acceptance of voluntary easements from the Essex Company for the Mass DOT Amesbury Street redevelopment project. And I keep hearing it. I don't know. I'm so leery. I don't remember Ames Street ever being 2 A's. People
No.
said, yeah, it used to be. Had to be long before I was around, because I don't remember it.
More and more about this project is slipping out, and now they put Mass Dot in front of the project title,
Yeah.
and I know where to look on Mass Dot for the contracts. That's an $8 million job.
Wow.
Yeah, total.
Okay.
And that's after it's been cut. It was
Yeah.
cut a little bit. They wanted more, but they cut it
Yeah.
back. And fortunately, we got one more. I'll
Yeah.
let you handle this one.
Request to amend zoning map from an R2 to a B1 at 341 South Broadway, which is the A&M Auto Body. This has been an ongoing
Issue
like forever.
ad infinitum.
Like
Yeah.
since probably 2009 or 10. Finally, they did come before planning, and we told A&M there's a small parcel of land in between their building and the house.
The complainer.
The complainer. They
The
after
complainant.
they cleared it all out. The land is empty. They only have their stuff right really behind their building. So it's not interfering with that other piece of land. So I don't know.
Okay, now this one I can take care of 4 of them at once. Personnel, public safety, committee of the whole, and old business. Ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing.
That's a plus.
So that should be. So this should make the evening go quicker, but we all know differently.
Yeah.
No,
Do we see anything here in tabled?
I don't. Who the heck? We need to sector in some from from 2014, 15, 16, 17.
The very end, last item on tabled matters. 4/29/24.
Okay.
New ordinance in compliance with MGL Chapter 40A, Section 3A, allowing multifamily as of right, the MBTA Communities Act. Is this the thing where the state has basically legalized illegal apartments?
I think there's something else on there.
Well,
about that.
we may be somewhere.
I think there's something else on that.
Okay, now,
New business. Extend 90-day appointment of Awilda Pimentel as Director of Planning and Development. I didn't know she was even on just for 90 days.
and quick question, who is this Francesca Montas?
She worked for personnel when, I think, she's been there a long time.
What is that surname?
I think you might be thinking of police
Yeah,
officer.
there's,
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure.
okay,
I'm
I
not sure.
won't expand on that.
Yeah,
Okay, this one. Authority to expend $12,000 under SORB, which is Sex Offender Registry Board. I think we all ought to know where they all are.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for their address verification program.
Yeah.
It's a grant.
yeah, I think that's yes. that's
At
okay.
one point in time, you could go online.
Oh, I remember,
for-
yeah.
There's 3 classifications of sex offenders. The Section 3, most likely to reoffend if they're free, if they're out on the street,
Right.
their addresses are posted online. They used to be.
Yeah,
And now it's tougher to get them. And I did do, and I couldn't believe how close some of them were.
oh, yeah, oh, I know, oh, I know.
Okay. Let's-
Authorization to expend $10,728.51 for a telehealth kiosk project round 2. That's from the library.
Kiosk. Is that like parking meter kiosks?
I don't know. What is it? I don't even understand what that is.
Okay.
And then also from the library, it's authorization to pay prior year invoices, $1,390.19 for Amazon and
who
WB
but?
Mason.
Who but
Who
Mason?
but
Yes, who but Mason?
Mason? Right, right.
Let's see. Then we got
I
a
don't.
city grant criteria.
I don't understand. What,
Councilor, Vice President Stephanie Infante, Councilor Vivian Mamol.
I don't understand what they're trying to figure out.
I don't know, unless they're going to come up with rules for people to apply for these grants.
But who applies for the grants? Planning and Development, Fire Department, Police Department.
Or are they talking about the private citizens that are getting grants to redecorate their... You
Yeah,
remember the
okay.
one that we're familiar with, the one that got the grant to redo her storefront, and she was on the 2nd floor of the building?
I do remember that.
Yes,
Now
yes.
she's on the first floor someplace.
Nah,
God knows
right.
where, whatever.
This is the one I brought up
Okay.
earlier.
Okay.
Approve amendment to the city zoning ordinances to allow accessory dwelling units, AKA illegal apartments,
Yeah.
as a permitted use. Duh. Again, I look at it. I just let it go. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
I know. The next one, approved tax increment finance, a TIF, agreement between Esperanza Academy, Nunes LLC, and the City of Lawrence. Now, Esperanza Academy is building over on Canal Street.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
Let's see, approval of a grant of utility easement to the Lazarus House construction project.
What are they constructing?
Where is the construction project?
I don't have a
Yeah,
clue.
isn't Lazarus House the one that's doing the one just up the street from me, where Cross and Franklin Street intersect?
Oh, I don't know. Is that what that is? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The one that's
I know what
right
you mean.
next
Yeah, I know.
to
I know.
the General Donovan that I've been hearing rumors about. They want to connect the two with the bridge between them. And Donovan would be taken over by the Lazarus. I don't know.
I don't know.
I hear these rumors.
I don't know.
Yeah,
No.
1, 2, 3, 4 handicap parking.
Yep.
No problem, as long as it's,
Yeah,
checked out.
163 Spruce, 42 Andover, 21 Wendell Street, and 18 Fulton Street. Not a problem.
Handicap parking removal.
Yeah, I wonder if this
Parking
person
sign.
moved.
Okay, now this one's an interesting one. This is agenda item 52824. Compensation for school committee members, and this was posted by the council president, Giovanni Rodriguez. And talking with somebody at Roger Toomey's Veterans Breakfast, he said it should be phrased in such a manner that the school committee, do they deserve to be paid? Yes. Do they deserve to be paid as much as city councilors?
No.
No. Do they deserve to be paid while the city has no control over the school system? No. He said this should be, if it is adopted, and I will run my mouth about it big time, that this thing should be contingent upon the city getting
Out of
the
receivership.
control of the school system back.
Right.
Once they do it, then the school committee goes on the clock.
Right.
And like I said, they should not be making the same amount of money.
But now with their home rule petition, so there's going to be, so now if the 3 elected
At large.
at large
Yeah.
and 3 appointed, so why should the appointed ones be given compensation when they weren't elected?
I know, I agree.
So the only ones that should be getting is the at-large people.
A few years ago, I'm going to say 5 years ago or so, I was asked by a friend to go up to a Haverhill City Council meeting to take pictures. And then they started discussing doing the reverse of what Lawrence is doing with their school committee. At the time, Haverhill School Committee consisted of at-large committee members. And the citizens didn't like it because all of the committee members basically lived in one area, the
Right.
Bradford area, which is a better
It is,
area
yeah, it
than
is, it
the
is.
rest of Haverhill. And they had a public hearing on it, and I got up and I said, I told them I'm from Lawrence. I said, and we have an elected by district, and they wanted to know how it worked. I said, whatever your city councilors are for district,
Yep.
each council district gets a school committee member.
Which makes sense.
And they passed it. Okay, so now Haverhill has an elected by district. None of this
Right.
city council the school committee where everybody's in the same neighborhood.
Right.
As opposed to, I see where this one is going to be going.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever can I say?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Let's see.
One-way Columbus Ave.
Columbus.
That's
Isn't that one of them coming down the hill from Tower Hill or down to Haverhill Street?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got no problem with
Yeah.
that. No parking Warwick Street from Haverhill to Dawes, the odd side. That's kind of a tough area down there anyways.
It's narrow. The street
Yes,
is narrow.
that's what I mean, tough
and
area.
but what they should do is, Irene Street is also narrow, so they should do one way this way and one way, or vice versa, because it's
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
yeah.
Let's see, one way, Tenney Street from Arlington to Whitman Street. This is by
Yeah.
the District C Councilor and Greg Del Rosario and Councilor at Large Selena Reyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, it could be kind of that area is kind of tough to navigate.
Yeah. Now we have 3 resident parkings: Bromfield Street, 73 Irving Avenue, and Trinity Street, all put on by Councilwoman Wendy Luzon.
I'm not for it.
Resident parking?
Resident parking, because then you're going to start, everybody's going to want it.
But now,
Now, is this okay, because they're using, okay, one of them is a specific address.
Right,
The other two are streets.
right.
Now, if it's resident parking for people that live on Bromfield Street and Trinity Street, and they're going to have to get things that say that, they live at such and such, their placards, the
right,
whole nine
right.
yards. I got no problem with it. But for somebody at a specific address to say, I want resident parking.
But I wonder if that's because of the new school.
I don't know.
That's the other thing. I wonder if it's because of the new school.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember. Let's see. The numbers run from east to west, so Irving Street would be the numbering would start on Jackson, and it would be heading. Yeah, it's possible. Quite possible.
Yeah.
No parking. One side, Buswell Street. Again, Councilor Wendy Luzon. Again,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. No overnight parking on the south side at 396 Water Street. Okay.
That's put on by District D Councilor,
Vivian Mama.
who doesn't live too far from that address.
Oh, okay.
But I know, I did, again, I do my research. I
know.
did look up at 396 Water Street. That would be heading in town, where the town line goes from Riverside to Water Street.
Right.
And it would be just before where the solar panel farm is, where the sewer treatment plant is. Isn't
Water
there a solar
department.
panel?
Oh, yeah, the water department.
Yeah, water department.
yeah.
Isn't there a bunch of solar
Oh, I
panels there?
think
I
so.
can
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah,
I got no
Yeah.
issue with that.
yeah. Four-way stop intersection, Milton and Lowell. Yeah, that is a bad intersection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a bad intersection.
Next one. Good lead time for getting their request in. 6 months. I love it. There are other people that should take this
Yeah.
to heart.
Yeah.
This
See,
is how to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Birthday cleanup, April 19th, 2025,
Yes.
7 a.m. to 3
That's
p.m.
the 19th. That's Patriots Day.
It's always, well, it's that weekend, I think, isn't it?
No, April 19th is Patriots Day.
No, I don't know. Okay.
Hopefully I'll be out there in Arlington celebrating the 250th.
Okay.
Yeah, at the Jason Russell House. It's the town museum.
Okay. You can do this one.
53924, resolution against proposed Rockingham Mall Casino to protect Lawrence residents and business. This was put on by Council Vice President Stephanie Infante and Les Brunel, who, and I have to be open about it, is the husband of City Clerk of the City of Lawrence.
I remember now, yeah.
And he is the director of StopPredatoryGambling.org. Now,
Right.
I got no issue with what he's doing to protect Lawrence residents.
Right.
Why doesn't he do something about all the damn lottery tickets being sold? I mean, I stand there at Sam's in the morning and I see people buy $10, $20, and $30 tickets. Huh?
Yeah, I know.
You
I
know,
know.
when are you going to protect the Lawrence residents from Lawrence? Lawrence from Lawrence, right? You know, it is what it is.
Right. Now, this is a late file.
This was a late file.
Dedication corner in honor of Aquiles no Lago Esperanza at Trenton Street and Park Street, put on by Council Vice President Stephanie Infante, Council Greg Jalazario, and Mayor Brian DeFania. It was a late file.
Okay, first of all, I apologize if I offend anybody. The guy's funeral today, or the wake.
Yeah.
I mean,
the funeral.
I will clean my act, not come out and say
Right.
the next thing. The guy was 35 years old, and I talked with somebody that said his music was less than.
We did Nicky Jam, this whole Nicky Jam. Oh yeah, he's going to take that building. He's going to be a music studio. It's sitting there doing nothing.
Hey, be nice. That sign still has my name. It's
I
Councilor
understand
Russell
that.
on it.
I understand that. Then we
There
did
aren't too many
something. I know. Then we did a corner for Dominic Mates. Okay.
I went to it.
You
the
went to
guy,
that,
the guy impressed the hell out of me.
Okay, which you don't know him, whatever. I know he's done a lot for the kids in the city. That's fine. Who is this person? Never heard about him until they posted on Facebook that he passed away. Well, sorry he passed away, but why are we doing something right away? I don't understand this. And people are getting to the point, talking to a few people, that no one wants to get in a warding room because they just hand them out to anyone. And it doesn't mean anything to people anymore.
There are so many other noted Lawrence residents that are worthy.
Veterans, let's give veterans.
I'm not even talking.
But no, I'm just saying.
Is there anything is there any corner dedicated to Leonard Bernstein?
That I don't know. Robert Frost.
Well, yeah, they got the skating rink in front of City Hall.
Oh.
I mean, the fountain.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Robert Goulet.
Huh?
Robert Goulet.
Yes, I was getting ready. That's when I was thinking of. I mean, there's some football players from the '50s. Bill Quinlan played for the Green Bay Packers. Hell of a lineman.
Yep.
There's notable people that So I mean,
I get how why right away? Why do we have to?
So I mean, I digress again, like I did at the beginning. Everybody remember Roger Miller?
Yes.
King of the Road.
Yep.
City corners for sale. Signs to give away for nothing. I rest my case. I really do.
I mean, but my whole thing now, when we dedicate a corner, is it coming out of the taxpayers' dollars?
Yep. Oh, here's another one. A lot of people don't realize that former governor, and this now you probably remember the name, Chubb Peabody, Endicott Chubb Peabody.
Yeah.
He was born in Lawrence.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Up in, I can't remember what street it was. I want to say somewhere off of Prospect Street, up in that, the north side of the town. I approached somebody.
There used to be a lot. They used to be like doctors and lawyers. Because those big, huge houses, that's where,
This house was a decent, and I mean, there was a corner there. There would have an intersection coming down the hill. Would have been nice, but I mean, somebody that I approached said, "No, I'm not interested." It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, now I had the privilege of putting in 18 hours yesterday.
I can't even imagine.
Working the presidential election.
I can't even imagine.
Okay.
Like I said, we voted around 4 o'clock. And I said to the police officer, what time are you anticipating leaving here?
Yeah.
Not till midnight.
That's about what I estimated. I mean, Lee and I signed in at 5:45 at the election department. She got her bag of stuff, and then we went up to the Patham, and they had opened up the whole gym. And which was good.
Yeah.
It would have been a total crap show.
Yeah.
And they came out of the woodwork. They literally came out of the woodwork. And there was, the various statuses on the voting list. You're active or you're inactive. This isn't political parties. This is your voting status.
Right.
And most people go inactive for one of several reasons. First of all, if you haven't voted in the last couple of elections, that's one way. Or that little piece of mail you get in January, the city census, you don't return it, you're going to be inactivated. So we had about 300 people, at least 300 people come in and reactivate themselves.
Wow.
Which they had to show proof of identification.
Which makes sense.
Okay, and we did have one individual that objected to doing it. Everybody, the 4 policemen over there know me. Okay,
but I don't,
all well and good, all well and good. Nobody objected to me when they either offered or I asked nicely. I says, I have to do this to verify who you are, and then they took the city voting log away from me, so I couldn't actually verify, is this where you live? What's your driver's license? No, I've moved. So I had to kind of take their word of mouth that this is where they lived. I'm going to let them vote and reactivate them. Again, a real crap show. Voting closed at 8 o'clock. I started at 6:30. We had all the mail-in ballots. They had been checked in. The envelopes had been opened. I had to go through, pull them all out. I was there until 10 o'clock. I fed in, I'm going to say, at least 700 ballots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My back was killing me from that.
I can
But,
imagine.
I mean, I did get to see, I mean, you say that the ballots are secret, but in this process, somebody has to stand there, and it isn't zing, zing, zing into the machine. Machine takes it, it goes in, processing, ballot accepted,
Then you have to do the next one.
and then it kicks back for about 10 seconds and says, system ready. So, I mean,
Yeah.
So, I mean, you figure it out. But the one thing I did notice, and I was noticing the votes, and it surprised me, and it later showed up in the national results. People wanted Trump. I expected to see maybe 1 out of every 5 or every 6 ballots, because I could see the square, the dots that were, the ovals that were filled in. I could see them. I was seeing like 1 out of every 3, 1 out of every 4.
Wow.
And the ultimate thing was Trump got 40% of the votes, the people that voted in Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's, that really amazed the daylights out of me.
Yeah.
What's his face? I was amazed that what's his face. I didn't expect Deaton to do as well.
No, right.
He got 27%. I didn't really expect him much over that, but he did a lot better across the state. He got 40%. But first time,
Not bad. Yeah.
not bad at all. There were other things here. Let's see. Eunice, she got 11,000 to Ann Manning's 5,800. I mean, I knew Ann from when she ran for sheriff 8 years ago. Nice person.
Yeah.
Peabody girl, the whole 9 yards. Work corrections. It is what it is. Let's see. Pavel, state senator. No candidates at all. He was across the entire city. He got 17,000, a little over 17,000 votes,
okay.
which was good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How did Polino do?
How did who?
Francisco Polino.
Well, again, this is kind of tough to say because he wasn't voted across the entire city.
Right, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
He got 7,200 votes out of 9,100 ballots that were cast. So he got 2 7ths. That'd be 28. So he got 72%.
Okay.
Which okay. Let's see. He ran. There were 333 people that names were written in. I don't know how many total.
Yeah.
Let's see. Frank Moran. He only
he
had
doesn't have this
7,400 in
Yeah.
his.
Because he only has parts of Mount Vernon.
Let's see.
and parts of Tower
He's
Hill.
only got 9 precincts.
Yeah, yeah.
He got 5,800 out of that. Driscoll, clerk of courts, he got 11. Now this is out of 21,000. He got 10,300.
Okay.
Doris.
Yeah.
Doris. We all remember Doris.
Oh, we do.
$20 in her OCPF account. She, believe it or not, she gets almost 6,500 votes.
Wow.
Which is good. And the old standby Paul Unicello, he got 15 and a half.
But there was no one running against him either, so.
No, there wasn't. But again, he did get 580 write-ins.
Yeah.
Let's see. 60% of Lawrence. Yeah, 60%, a little over 60% of Lawrence wants Diana DeZoglio to
definitely.
audit. Okay, that's Lawrence.
Yeah.
Okay. The numbers that I got earlier was 90% reporting across the state, 71.5% want the books audited.
Oh, yeah.
But again, that's going to be a real.
Well, because, just because we want it doesn't mean they
Well,
want
they're
it.
going to change. They're going to change the horse. Change horses in the middle of the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, MCAS. Lawrence and the state pretty much were side by side. Lawrence was 58.1% for eliminating MCAS, and across the state, again with the 90%, there was 58.9.
Yeah.
Now, you and I are both the same vintage school-wise.
The Iowa test.
The Iowa test, and we did not prep for weeks and months because the MCAS does one thing. It proves to the teachers how good they're doing, or
Right.
proves to the administration how good the teachers are doing,
Exactly.
which is a crock of crap.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to see the teachers being patted on the backs because of results. I want to see the teachers be able to see where students may be deficient
Right,
and
right.
work after it. Let's see, the ride share. 61% in Lawrence wanted the ride share, the unionize them, as opposed to 54%.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump one. 54.8% were they were for the tipped workers. Sharing the tips and all this good stuff, as opposed to 64%.
Yeah.
That was the fifth question. The fourth question, I call it the magic mushroom. 37% of Lawrence did not, they wanted, which meant 63% did not want them, which is interesting because when they voted to legalize marijuana, Lawrence was the biggest vote against it of all the big cities. I say big cities, anything above 75,000. This was, 10 years ago we had that vote?
Something like that.
No, I'm trying to remember whether that was for the sale.
I think it was.
I think it was for the sale,
yeah.
but Lawrence residents didn't want it, and 37.3%, like I said, were for it, as opposed to 56% across the state weren't overjoyed with it. So I mean, Lawrence was ahead of the state on that.
Yeah.
But again, that people think, oh man, I can get me. No, the use of these mushrooms are in a controlled environment,
Right.
and there is a section where you can grow a 20 by 20 patch of mushrooms. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, well.
yeah, I've told you this story. I mean, everybody knows that I do monitor a lot of public safety frequencies, and I did hear one about a month ago. A family of 4, 2 adults and 2 kids, got done in by some bad mushrooms, and they got rushed to the LGH. Public safety people had to take pictures of the mushrooms. They had to send the photos to Atlanta so Atlanta could identify what kind of mushrooms it was and what they could use as a
Antibiotic type thing?
to help them come out of it.
Wow.
I never heard the outcome. I never saw anything
Yeah.
written up, but it happened in a more affluent community than Lawrence.
Well, yeah. Well,
Everything's more
Yeah.
affluent than
Yeah.
Lawrence,
right.
except
exactly.
well, I won't get into that one.
But it's I don't know. You shake your head sometimes. I know that this morning Mike Agricola from Salvatore's came post on Facebook that thanking everyone for not for voting no on that one, and I can understand because, I mean, we would end up paying higher prices for food.
Yeah.
The waitresses, their tips will go down, and a
Yep.
lot of these waitresses depend on
I know they do.
their tips.
Yeah.
They don't mind getting this much an hour because they know it's going to be better than what it was because they have the tips.
Well,
You
yeah.
know, and I end up, tipping more than, whatever. But because these waitresses work hard.
Yeah. Both of us go to one place in common. And the waitresses take care of us.
Yep.
Oh, no, yeah, we go to Colleen's. I'll give them the
Yeah,
plug.
yeah.
The waitresses down there are good. We take care of them because they take care of us.
That's right.
I mean, your cuisine, your
Different
gourmet
from-
cuisine is a lot more varied than mine. I don't, as a rule, tip at McDonald's or Burger King or
No,
Wendy's.
neither do I. Neither do I.
Well, you don't even go there.
I do, but I
okay.
don't
But
care,
again,
yeah. No. Yeah.
I don't want to be forced to see a girl that does, or a man,
Right. Yeah.
that does a good job have to share money that I give him as a tip
With the
some-
busboy,
Yeah.
the dishwasher,
Yep.
another person who does not do a good job, but
And then supposedly it says none of the tip money can go to the management, but
it does. But
who's in control of all that money?
Yeah.
Who's to say that this tip money wasn't skimmed off the top? Well, I shouldn't.
but it's true, and you don't know. And if you have a good meal, you want to tip the person who gave you the good meal.
Yeah, if that's the meal comes out and everything is steaming hot, to perfection. But if it comes out cold, you see it sitting there on the shelf for 10 minutes or on the cart, and I'll go see where it is. It's right over there.
Yeah.
Well, I got to go check and make sure that's not somebody else's. But again,
Yeah.
I'm glad that one went
Right.
down.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
couple of the other ones, but
Yeah, like I said, the ride share, I could care one way or the other. Could have cared one way or the other. I mean, I don't do Uber, so whatever. Yeah. I definitely wanted Diana's to pass because I think she wants to do a good thing, and we know there's going to be mega opposition against that one. So, I don't know. It'll prove interesting.
Yeah, the audit one. I mean, various articles that I have written. I'm trying to think. I think that there were 15 or 20 states that did not respond to the questionnaire that this group sent out. But those that did respond, Massachusetts got one of the lowest ratings. Does that surprise me?
No.
Nothing in Massachusetts surprises me. I mean, I've lived here too many years. It is what it is. I mean, we deserve, we all know some of the stuff that Diane went through. What do they call it?
Coming up through the ranks.
Yeah, she rose up through the ranks, but then whatever happened, she got a non-disclosure. She signed a non-disclosure, and thank her for having the, I'll use a Vince McMahon phrase, the testicular fortitude to come out and admit that, yes, I got paid off to keep my mouth shut and I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And,
it is. Yeah. And like I said, and some of these people should be audited. And some of, if you have nothing to hide, what difference does it make?
No. I look at it and everything about that happens on Beacon Hill happens for a reason, and it happens because nobody knows what's going on, and they have the straight face to say, well, all of this information is available online. No, we want it available immediate.
Right.
What was the roll call vote on this thing that you did behind closed doors?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, like I said, it'll prove interesting to see because we voted on it. Now the House and the Senate have to vote on it, don't they? No?
I think as a referendum, they have to accept it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now,
But
that's with a capital B-U-T. They can change what is being sent up to them.
that's sad.
It is.
That's
Oh,
sad.
That's what our forefathers wanted, right?
I guess. Oh, God.
Okay.
Can you imagine? They must be thinking now.
You know, I'm, I have my share of issues with public record requests,
Yeah.
or as most people call them, FOIAs, and there is a difference. FOIA is federal, public record request is the
State.
title for Massachusetts. And I got one that's been sitting there after I submitted it a second time because I was asked to. That one's been sitting there for 3 weeks. You know this. I'm not going into the particulars on it, but you know why I'm not pushing it.
Right.
But
right.
there are other things. There are people that they just don't want stuff let out.
No. Well, we know that.
I mean, I got a couple more I'm debating on filing on
I
Friday.
would definitely do it. Before I forget, I just want to mention what's happening Veterans Day, City of Lawrence. So on Friday at 9:30, there's going to be a flag raising at City Hall, and then at 11.
I have no idea what time it
30,
is.
whatever, I believe, they're going to have a spaghetti dinner over at the center. And then on Monday at 11 o'clock, there's going to be a program at the center, and Francesco Urena will be, I believe, the MC of that, or doing that, which is, thank goodness for him.
As the speaker from last year, I mean, a lot of people tried to bring the seriousness of veterans. I mean, being a veteran, particularly somebody who goes through combat, is not the nicest experience in the world. But in most cases, everybody that had long-term combat service was there because they wanted to. Okay, I went to Vietnam. The rules at the time was 1 year. Or if you were within a certain, you wanted to extend for a certain amount of time that would get you just under 5 months when you came back from the state to the States, you would get a release. A lot of people, a lot of draftees did that.
Okay.
I was in for 3. I says, hell no. I'll take my chance in combat, and then I got my second combat tour, at Fayetteville, Fort Bragg.
Okay.
Now I'm on my 3rd combat tour, Lawrence. But again, I threw in a lot of humor. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being a veteran is important.
It is. It is.
And it is something to be proud of. But I mean, it has its good sides and it does have its bad sides, quite frankly. And I tried to throw humor into it, and I did get a lot of guys. This guy's crazy, but he did it.
Yep.
You never know what you can do, and it was interesting. So I mean, I know Francisco. We both know Francisco. He's a top shelf guy.
He is.
He is, and
He is.
if he's going to be emceeing it, I'll be there with my camera.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't have a Facebook page to post the stuff, but I do have means of posting it right now.
He And he used to be. He started off in Lawrence as the VSO.
Yeah, he got out of the service just as what was it, 2006, the flood?
Yeah.
He got home that day, and he found out what was going on. He dropped his duffel bag, and he went out to help. That's the type of guy he is.
Yep.
Yeah. He was VSO. I had gotten laid off, and unemployment office, they take their sweet time and all this. And he says, have you gone to see the VSO? So I went down and saw him. And he says, well, I'll keep an eye out. I said, okay, I appreciate it. And in the next week or so, I found a job.
Yeah.
About a week after that, one night around 5:30, 5:45, he called me. He said, geez, Rich, he says, you all set? That impressed the hell out of me.
Yep.
He's
That's
on his
what
own.
that's-
He's on his own time.
Yep.
He's checking. I mean,
Yep.
but again, that's the type of a guy he is.
He is. That's and right now he's the airport manager,
Yes.
And he's doing wonders for the airport. I don't know if anyone's driven by there, been in there to see what is going on, but my God,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
just what we need, lacrosse field or whatever the hell. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, but new hangars. The vocational school is going to start a program down there.
Yeah.
You know, which it's the first school in this area that's starting an aviation program. You know.
They're starting a school. Here's a school, North Andover, which Lawrence is part of, that donated most of the money for the startup for the hangar, which is kind of interesting because you got a school in one community being given money from school from a second community, and they're building the hangar and an airport in the third community. It's owned by, the airport is owned by, you know.
Yeah.
We sat through.
Lawrence, Andover,
North
North Andover.
And
Is it Methuen? I think Methuen too. Yes. Yeah.
We sat through the budget here, the process on that.
Yeah. We've been through many budget hearings on
Oh,
those things.
jeez, tell me about it.
You know, how many?
Budget nightmare hearings, yes. Yes,
So, and
hearings.
also, if anyone had heard that the tree lighting in the city of Lawrence was going to be on the 17th of November, it's now going to be on the 19th of November, from 4 to 6.
The 22nd.
And we went to buy toys today, so there's plenty of toys. So
Are you guys going to give out toys
19th.
to the city council? Oh, they make their
make their
own list.
Yeah, no. All I know is it's gonna be an interesting, because it's also the same night as the city council meeting. So
Yeah.
and the city hall is open till 9.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't even imagine that one.
You know, you're talking about City Hall, you're talking about money. I took pictures of, when I go out and take pictures, I get a lot of oddball shots from, I was over there taking pictures of a Halloween thing in the parking lot of the senior center. And I mean, I'm constantly scanning. I got pictures of the sunset through the bare branches. It looks like, bony fingers sticking up.
Oh, wow.
That was right set, and a red thing. And then I happen to look over, and there's City Hall. The tower is lit up in green. And again, like I say, I don't have any way to post these photos because the obvious comment is, green, that's like green light. Is that for spending or for stealing? You know? And I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Yeah.
You know, if they can't take the heat, they shouldn't be in
Well,
the kitchen.
and talking about Halloween, the center had trunk or treat.
Yeah.
So last year, first time year going, I had candy. Figure 500 kids. Well, I had to borrow candy from others. We had over 1,000 kids.
What's the interest on candy?
All I know is that next year I had over 1,000 this year. Probably going to have close to 2,000 next year. The line was out the parking lot, around down the street. I mean, but it's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
And maybe take it and maybe block off the street and do it on the street, because that might be even better type of deal. But it was like unbelievable, and the kids just they were having a blast.
There were some costumes. There was one costume, you saw it, and I can't comment on it. I don't want to be sacrilegious about it. It was, in my opinion, and I think you'll agree with me, it was in bad taste. But there was one guy had a shaved head, and he had a meat cleaver, like the bow and arrow.
Yep.
And I went up to him and I said, "Is your name either Wally or Theodore?" And unfortunately, it went right over his head. He didn't know what I was talking about. Cleaver.
And then the police were parked next to us.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you get a picture of Officer Spectacular? And the thing. Well, at one point when Lieutenant Cirillo came to the car,
You mean the judge?
The judge,
yes,
came, and they put a badge on him, they put a hat on him, and they took pictures, and Jay took pictures with them, and I said, "Oh, is this a new police chief? I mean, look at and everyone started laughing. But I said, but it was neat that the police got involved. They were giving out candy.
The last year, they had the fire department there.
Right.
This year, they,
And I don't know if maybe I don't know.
I can't say.
I don't know.
Let's see, were we in the middle of the woods fire?
Maybe.
That could have been.
that
You know,
could
I
have-
have to understand.
yeah.
Because I know last year I got pictures of police chief, the acting police chief, William Castro, and fire chief, Brian Moriarty. I got pictures of them together, swapping hats, the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards. And, you
Yeah.
know, it is what it is. But,
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it was a great event. I mean, last year I think there were more cars than there were this year. So I don't know if, maybe it needs to go into a bigger venue or, whatever. But I mean, the kids were having a blast. They
Yeah.
were having an absolute blast. Because, they started once and then just walked around. And some came back a second time,
yeah.
but,
Because we had them, I say we, I was there keeping
Taking
an
the-
eye on, and we had them lined up at one point almost up, the driveway between the church and the building next to it.
oh, the,
Yeah, the red brick building.
isn't that,
No, it's not the Frost one.
oh, okay.
It's the one between the Frost and the church.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But they were backed
Yeah.
up to at least that driveway.
Oh yeah, I mean, and we kept looking, saying, "Is it ever going to end? Is it ever going to end?" I think after
then
all
there
was
were-
said and done, I think I had 25 pieces of candy left.
Yeah, there were people who were running low on candy.
Yeah. Well, some lady came to me and said, "Oh, can I take some candy?" I'm like, "I don't think I'm going to have enough."
Yeah.
I said, "No, you can't."
Yeah.
So,
Oh, 2 minutes.
2 minute
we got the
warning.
2-minute warning. We got you.
is this like football? We have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So,
Time out. We got
yeah,
2-minute
yeah,
warning.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and I said no because I don't think I'm going to have enough.
Yeah.
So and I think she was kind of upset, but I'm like, oh well, whatever. I mean, it was seriously.
Yeah.
It was. There were a lot
No,
of
it
people,
was
a lot
it
of
was
kids.
it was it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's one of the more fun
And,
events
it's
the city
safer.
puts out.
It's safer
Yeah.
for the kids.
It is.
It's going. It's safer for the kids. So, but anyway, so tomorrow night, city council meeting, 7:00, City Hall chambers.
The chamber will be back to normal.
Well, no. Well, yeah, because there's no more voting.
Yeah, I mean they've
Yeah.
been doing the voting
Right.
up until last
Yeah, yeah.
the
Special meeting.
fiasco
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
had with
yeah.
the
But we will. But
home
hopefully
rule
we'll.
petition.
Hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah.
We keep asking you to come and join us.
Yeah.
Come introduce yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
We like to meet new people.
folks, there is a new political wave happening. You can be part of it. Just show up and learn.
Yeah.
Learn.
Because what you see on TV is not what you see in the what we see in the city council chambers. That's all I can say. Because
I'm trying to.
we see the faces being made. We see what's going on. You
Yeah.
just see whoever the shot.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've been there and we've seen them almost break. In fact, we did see a gavel break
We did.
about 5, 6, 7 years ago. Somebody's gavel broke. They had to go into the office and get the second, but the backup gavel.
Backup gavel.
But
Yeah.
no, you got to come down. You if you live in Lawrence,
You need to.
there are changes that want to be made that are not
That have to be made.
that are being made questionably
Yeah.
of legal.
Yeah. But like I
Legality.
said, we'll be there at 7.
Yeah.
About 6:15,
Yeah.
6:30.
Yeah. You know,
Be there.
You can hobnob with
Mr. Molly.
yes, Mr. Molly. Well, we'll see
He's
what
always
he,
in the front row.
yes, front row. See what he's got to say about the schools,
About the
police,
police,
and the fire, and the
DPW.
honorable mayor.
DPW.
Yes, but it is what it
It
is.
is anyway. All right, so
We got. I see 30 seconds through the control room window, so we're getting ready. Up, we're getting ready to kill this.
Okay, all right. So like I said, we will be back probably on the 16th with right before the next city council
Yeah.
meeting, and who knows what's going to happen in the city between now and then.
Only God only knows. I mean, God help us. He's the only one that knows.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, the 18th. I'm sorry, it'll be the 18th.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one.
We'll
Thank you
catch
so
up
much.
with you guys. Hope to see you in the council chamber.
Bye.